This is Ken from JazzTime.com. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. We offer the lowest price anywhere online. If you would like to know the price, simply click on the link in the description below. If you enjoy our videos, we'd greatly appreciate it if you would buy a watch from JazzTime.com. Today, I'm going to be comparing the Rolex Yacht-Master 42 white gold reference 226659 versus the Rolex Daytona white dial ceramic reference number 116500LN. I'm going to compare the bezels, the case, the movement, the bracelet, and then try each one on and give you my thoughts. So let's dive right in. On the left, the Yacht-Master 42, we're using a ceramic bezel. Now, this ceramic bezel, as you can see, is a matte finish, whereas on the right of the Daytona, it's also ceramic bezel. However, on the right, it's a shiny bezel or a polished bezel. And on the left, the matted bezel is a matte bezel, which is dull or not shiny. And they do that on purpose. Both of them are made of ceramic, so they're both scratch-proof, very robust, very cool looking. It's just that they have a different finish to them. One is polished on the right, which is the Daytona, and matte finish on the left, which is the Yacht-Master. Now let's talk about the case. Now the case, even though they both look silver, the Yacht-Master 42 actually uses white gold. Now how do you know that? You simply look on the back, or you look at the manufacturer's website, and you can see the hall markings on the back. You see those hall markings right here where my fingers are pointing? That tells you it's made of white gold, because it has those hall markings. And the Daytona, even though it looks like the same color, if you look at the back, there's no hall markings. That's because this watch is stainless steel. Okay, and it's 42 millimeters. Now, I want to hold them side by side. Can you see the difference? Now, if you look on the left, it looks slightly larger. Now, it's not that much larger. It's only 5%, 2 millimeters, but it does look larger. If you compare them left to right, you see the Yacht-Master on the left is slightly larger than the Daytona on the right. Okay, they're both using an Oyster monoblock middle case with a screw-down case back, but they do have a different size. Okay, which is why I'm showing it to you. Okay, now let's talk about the movement. Now, both of them, you can't see the movement in here. The Yacht-Master uses a 32-35 movement, whereas the Daytona, which is updated by the way, it used to be a 31-35, now it's been updated. They've been using the 31-35, the old movement, for the last 30 years. Now they've recently updated. They have not updated the Daytona. It still uses a 4130 movement, which has been in use for a very long time. I want to say something like 20 years. So perhaps they'll update it soon. Who knows? Okay, but both of them are keeping a precise to plus minus 2 seconds a day and have a power reserve of roughly 72 hours. So all that kind of remains the same. And basically, they're all both Rolexes. So they're both very robust and keep very good time. You know, I'm not sure that most people would buy the watch based on the movement, since you can't really see the movement anyways, right? Okay, now let's move on to the bracelet. Now the bracelet here, for obvious reasons, you can see they're quite different. On the left, you have a rubber bracelet, and on the right, you have a stainless steel bracelet. Now, aside from the obvious, what makes these bracelets special? Well, okay, you might say, well, the Daytona has a better bracelet because it's metal, this one's rubber. Well, not so fast. This rubber is actually a very specialized rubber. It has this, what's this thing called, Kevin? This rubber thing? This extra thing, you told me.
Oh, this cushion system.
Yeah, it's got this cushion system. So this cushion system allows airflow, and it has a metal thingy inside it that keeps the shape, so that when you wear it, it's continually comfortable. That makes sense? So it's not just any rubber, it's Rolex rubber. It keeps its shape, it has metal inside it, it's designed so that it doesn't keep you hot, it's comfortable, and it also looks very cool. Now compare that to the metal bracelet on the right, which is also very cool. It uses an Oyster bracelet on the Daytona, but the Oyster bracelet, of course, it's just metal, you know, it doesn't conform. Well, I guess it does conform. I mean, if you put it on your wrist, it'll conform, right? So that's the difference. Now let's look at the clasp. Now the clasp here, I really like the clasp on the Yacht-Master because it has a glide lock system. You simply pull it out like this and it adjusts. That is really cool. And they didn't have this on the older versions. Now I'm going to show you the Daytona, which does not have that. I wish they would do that on here. They don't. But they do have a 5mm extension, which you pull it out and it pops out like that. Okay? So that is pretty cool. That's how you can adjust. You know, you pretty much are stuck with one size on the Daytona. Okay. Now I forgot to, let's talk about the dials now. Now the dials, if you look on the Yacht-Master, they're much more legible if you ask me, and I'm going to show you what it looks like under light. You see that? It's really legible. It's just got a massive, you know, hour markers. They're very luminous, and at nighttime you can really see them. And I'm kind of shining my light on both of them so you could take a look. Compare and contrast. That's what this video is for, right? So, you know, if you want something that's highly legible, you probably have to go with the Yacht-Master. If you want something that's intricate, cool, and, you know, funky, you know, this Daytona probably would be it, because there's a lot going on here. And I forgot to mention that the Daytona has these subdials. These subdials are used to calculate elapsed time. I'm not going to show you how to do it in this video, but it does more function than this Yacht-Master, which is probably why it has a more complicated movement. Now, I actually measured these side by side with a height, and on my left, I got something like 11.7, and on my right for the Daytona, I got around 12.2 millimeters. So they were about 0.5 millimeters apart, which is not very much. And actually, I couldn't actually tell when I put them on my wrist, but I did use a caliper, measure it, and I think that's probably due to the fact that this Daytona has a chronograph, which is an extra function, whereas the Yacht-Master doesn't. Okay, so to give you my thoughts, final words. You know, I really like. Let's start with the Yacht-Master. I really like that the Yacht-Master sits very comfortably on your wrist. I also like the increased size that it is. I think that, you know, it's pretty cool that they finally made something that's a little bit larger, you know. And it's also like, I like that they made it in white gold because it's sporty yet cool. I mean, sporty yet it's still in a precious metal, you know. I mean, if you're going to spend this kind of dough, you kind of expect your watch to be in like white gold or something like that. But at the same time, you don't want it to be so flashy, right? So I really like that. And I like that they kept it with a ceramic bezel. I just think this iteration is the perfect combination. Now, the Daytona, on the other hand, it's also classic. It's been around for years. It has a huge heritage. It has a huge line. It looks cool. I mean, it's got 3 subdials. So, you know, to be honest, they're both really good watches. I can't really say which I would like better. I'd actually like to have them both. If you'd like to have both of them, click on the link in the description below and buy it. But buy it from jazztime.com, because we make these videos so that you, the consumer, can choose from the comfort of your own home. Because most 80s don't have these watches, and we do. So buy them from us. Thanks.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos, and if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.